Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super uber mega excited to be sharing this list with you guys because today I am gonna be sharing 10 unknown lesbian movies released in the 90s. But before we get into further details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments as well of which of these movies have you watched, which ones do you like, which ones did you dislike. Your opinion does matter, so let's get right into this amazing list. So we're gonna start off with Basic Instinct. It was released in 1992, and there is some type of woman-on-woman connection that actually goes on that happens between beautiful women. It follows a detective who is tasked with investigating a case. He suspects that Johnny's girlfriend Catherine to be responsible for the act. It takes a turn when he falls in love with her. The movie actually got a 7 out of a 10 rating, and that is one of the reasons why I had to go and put it as number one. I'm not 100% sure until what extent the connection between the two women actually does go, but what I can see and what I saw regarding reviews, it looks like there is something that's definitely developing. And we're gonna move on to Le Alteve, released in 1969. It follows a modern lesbian couple decides to have a baby, but first they need to find a man to impregnate one of them. They also deal with social pressure and a journalist who wants to expose their unusual story. Even though it insists on privacy, the movie also got a 7 out of a 10 rating, which is really good. And the fact that this movie was released in this year, that is truly amazing. I will definitely 100% go ahead and go watch this movie. And we're gonna move on to A Woman Like Eve. It was released in 1979. It's a drama and was highly recommended. It follows a young mother of two, Eva, is sent on holiday to France by her husband to relieve her stress. There she meets a lesbian Liliane who lives in a commune and they end up embarking on a very difficult relationship. This movie is definitely 100% worth the watch, and the quality of the movie is actually amazing. The fact that it got released in 1979 and the quality is still top notch. So this is probably the one that I will highly recommend you guys to go ahead and watch because the plot is super interesting. And we have The Pirate, and this one was released in 1984. It follows the story of a help of a couple of her old bird friends. A woman takes her former lesbian lover to a hotel to convince her that their basically affair should end. After much suffering, arguing, and also having a lot of fun, things complicate when the lover's husband shows up, and we all know how this situation will end up going because he was basically wanting to break up with her, but now you guys are here locked in and then he shows up. We all know that how that can play out. So basically this movie actually got a 5 out of a 10 rating. We're gonna move on to the personal best, release in 1982. It follows Chris, a sprinter, is having difficulties reaching her potential as an athlete until she meets track star Tori. At first, the two women form a friendship as Tori and her help Chris with her training. Tori and Chris start getting romantically involved with each other, and their intimacy becomes complicated as they end up being competitors against each other to basically make it to the Olympic team. It's like you fall in love with someone, but now you guys have to compete against each other, and you both want that sport so bad. So it's between or career or love. And then we have Fired Green Tomatoes, released in 1991. It's a comedy slash thriller. It follows Evan Lee, an ordinary housewife, visits a nursing home and befriends her old lady Nini. Together, they bond over stories from the past about the two interpret woman of Whistle Stop Cafe. Those who knew it knew that E.G. and Rush were life partners and romantically involved with one another. The story is kind of interesting and complicated at the same time, but if you guys know the movie, you know that this movie is truly a classic, and I feel like this movie was one of those movies that was highly underrated. So that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to include it on this list. Moving on, we have The Postanias, released in 1984. It follows the suffragette who becomes romantically entangled with Verena, a rising star and speaker in the turn of the century feminist movement. Based on the novel by Henry James, a triangle as the center of the love story, as Christopher charming Basil also is seeking Venice's attention. So this one is a triangle love affair situation between a woman that wants a woman, but this woman is also wanted by a man. So it actually has an interesting plot as well. Moving on, we have Even Cowgirls Get the Blues, released in 1993. It follows a queer love story between Bonzana, a cowgirl she meets on a spa ranch for women, the uneven but wealthy, basically enjoyable adaptation, especially from queer woman. The movie got low ratings. It actually got a 4 out of a 10 rating, which is bad if you ask me. The movie is a comedy western, and if the movie is your vibe, I would highly recommend you all to go ahead and do so. I don't have much information on the movie, but if any of you do, please let me know. It will be highly appreciated. And we have Amy and Jaguar, released in 1999. It follows Felice, a Jewish journalist who assumes a false identity in order to survive at that time, and Lily, a mother who's married to a high-powered man. The woman fall in love with some moments of pure order, but the story is ultimately tragic as it was expected because of the timing and the circumstances that the both women actually lived in. So yes, this one is a classic. I feel like this movie doesn't need no introduction, but I just had to go ahead and include it just in case any of you have actually missed it. This movie definitely went down in history as one of the best lesbian movies ever, if you ask me. And finally, we have Fire, released in 1996. It follows Sita and Radha, are two Indian women stuck in loveless marriages, while Sita is trapped in an arranged relationship with a cruel and unfaithful husband. Jatin Radha is married to his brother. As the two grow closer and their relationship becomes far more involved, then this basically ends up affecting their relationship and their marriages as well, because you guys are following in love, but you both know that this love story can never be a reality, because you guys can actually get in big trouble if people ends up finding out that what you guys are doing and that you guys are having an affair. This movie is also a classic. I also feel like it doesn't need no introduction, so that's another reason why I had to go and actually include it. So yes, guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. And I also want to say that I've activated the super stickers just in case any of you would like to make a small donation. It will help out the channel tremendously when it comes to growth, editing, and just, progressing and doing better and taking the channel to the next level. And I also want to say, if any of you have any other movies that was released in the 90s that are not on this list, please drop them down below in the comments. It will be very, very helpful. And I also want to say, if I have mispronounced anything or said anything you might not understand, I truly, truly apologize. I feel like my accent is very heavy, but I always try to keep it as clean as possible. And I also want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all the love and all the support. We just reached 28,000 subscribers, and that means the world to me. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. I hope you all enjoy this list. Until the next list, and goodbye.